Liz?
All right.
Yo, salute. Nick's Real Talk, man. Divine. About to get out my grind, hop in the Black Knight. About to make it happen, man. Nick's Real Talk, we all over the place. About to get it popping. Divine, Brunch, Jedi, 7-6. The night show, the morning show. Nick's Real Talk, man. About to get in the Black Knight. Make it happen.
Nick's Real Talk, let's get it poppin'. We hoppin' like toppin' in the Jumpman brand, ain't no stoppin'. Divine and Brunch out our 7-6, we lit from Facebook, Twitter to Twitch, and all that shit. We number uno, the promo that blow like nitro. Now the streets are buzzing, so we flow with the night show, so spike them lights below. That thumbs up, run them up, and you double up, cause it's Nick's Real Talk, and we on the come up. We'll salute to the cats in the chat, that's where it's at. Now you place the chats, when I pace that under space, where our faces at. We lace these cats with news, notes, stats, game recap, no hyperbole, we straight facts. In fact, we say it lit like a candle throughout the handle on the banner. We vibing, so subscribe to the channel. Nick's Real Talk. Nick's Real Talk.
Salute. What's going on, everybody? Nick's Real Talk, man. The Sunday brunch edition on the Sunday. We here, man. We about to talk a little Luca Vildoza and a FIBA game. FIBA Frank was in the building last night. We're going to get into him. We're going to get into a couple other things, man. We're going to have a nice, quiet, nice stream today, man. We're going to be on too long, but we want to come in and give our Nick fans something to talk about. But yeah, man, it was all popping last night. I watched that Argentina-Australia game. I seen some good things from Luca, seen some things that he got to work on overall. We're going to get into that. But salute to Andy, man. My brother Andy's in the chat. Salute to Camilio in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all chiming in on a Sunday. I hope everybody doing well. And they just out there having a good Sunday, man. I got Bronx Sports Jedi with me, you know, my partner in crime. We in the building. And yeah, salute to everybody that was down in the for the love of the game down there. Salute Zach, Worldwide Lawn, salute Hector, salute everybody that was on the panel down there, all the brothers and sisters that was in the on the chat. Salute to everybody on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you stream them from. We here, man. We about to get a pop and salute Robert. We see you, my brother. BX, man. Yeah, I was watching that last night. I didn't get to do a lot of the UFC, so we're gonna let you get into that and you break that down for us a little later. But I was really just focused on watching what Luca. I'm really focused on what Luca Vildoza is gonna do for the Knicks, what he brings to the table. And I've seen some things I really liked it about him. I like this overall floor game. I mean, you know, it's kind of tough because he was, you know, with Capablo back there. Capablo was the lead point guard as well, so you didn't get the. And I didn't understand my man philosophy with the lineup changes because he started the first half, then he came off the bench in the second half. He didn't start the second quarter, so we get into all that. But let's talk to you, my brother. What's going on? How you doing today, my man?
Hey, what's up, Divine? Salute to everyone out there. Robert Parr, Camilio, Andy. What's going on, Andy? Real quick, England is up 1-0 in the Euro Cup, the final game of the Euro Cup. I think Andy has a little bit of his eye watching that, knowing I know him out there in Poland. Your little football, soccer, the world, you know, the Euro Cup is up and going. But yeah, I was also a little bit of that game. That I saw that Luca Vildoza played 19 minutes yesterday. You know, he was three. One thing that I was looking a lot was I would like to see him in the next game have a little more of a assist. He had 2 assists in 19 minutes, was pretty good. I saw him hit, you know, mid-court shot, which would, you know, send the game in, you know, when they went into the half. He hit a nice one in stride. You know, it looked really smooth, you know, like he could hit from any point there. He shot 33% from the field. He was 3 of 8 from three-point land. You know, he had 11 points. He was a +6 efficiency, and despite the fact is it's just the warm-up games, and we saw Australia fall to Argentina 84-87. But you know, he was part of the game. He kept moving the ball around. He was, you know, I liked also when he came up the key off of a pick, and he dropped around and he came around that pick and hit that wide open jumper. You know, I envision, you know, a one of our, you know, Mitchell Robinson setting a pick and he's going around and shooting that wide open J for us. Also on the ball, good ball movement, and happy Sunday, excuse me, to Will Sadkin. I'm glad to see you here as well. And I saw good things there. And it's only going to get better. I think you could see the confidence. You could see the work that he's putting in with the Knicks coaching staff on the training facility. I think it's gonna show a lot with this tournament with his team Argentina, Divine.
Yeah, I agree. One thing I did notice, I do like the way he pick up the ball from full court. His tenacity on defense, he's there. You know, I love that he's up in his opponent's face. You know, he guarding them straight up and down. He's real quick on his feet. I noticed that. He got one dribble took away from Patty Mills. I mean, other than that, I like what I seen though. I mean, like I said, one game. And like I said, Rome wasn't built to win it, but I do love what I see from him. I think he's going to help the Knicks out in a great deal, no matter which way we go with the point guard situation. But I do think he'll make this. I think he will be in that rotation, and I believe that as he get more comfortable, with the situation, he's going to get more better. I mean, it takes time. And I'm really excited. I'm gonna watch every game he play in the tournament because I just want to see. With his maturation, what he can bring to the table for the New York Knicks. But first and foremost, I'm happy with what I seen last night. You can't judge a player off of just one game, but I like that he got tenacity, and he's not scared to take the shot neither. You know what I mean? And that to me, that's confidence in yourself. He said, I'm confident that I can hit this and I'm gonna take this shot. And then he took the shots when he had to. And but like I said, because of the way the Capavo had it going, a couple of guys, he's unselfish, and that's so key because I think he's the type of guy can set up RJ bad, put Randall in the right spot, set up RJ in the right spot. If we got a nice shooter like Bullock or whoever, he can find them guys the ball in the right spot. And I think that's so important because we've been lacking that, a point guard who could put these guys in the right spot with that ball. Like you said, him and Mitchell Robinson coming off a pick and roll. I just think that it'll work well for the Knicks, man. So I'm happy about the first game. I know it's a lot to go, and like I said, you can't judge the playoff for one game, but you just take the basic things that he done that I seen. He picks up them guys on defense, and that's Tom Thibodeau's main thing. Get up in them cats, man. And he was up in them cats last night. And sometimes because I noticed him, he's so quick on his feet. He reacts real fast. I noticed he made a couple of plays where he reacted too fast, and the guy got away or whatever. But that wasn't because because of effort. It's just how quick this guy is. I'm like, man, this dude is really, really trying to get to each play over there. I've seen him strip a couple of guys. Even when he lost that ball, to run back down court and strip my man before he went up with that shot. Them the things that you're looking for. What can this guy do? Is he gritty enough? Is he and Argentina's Australia? Them guys play hard ball over there. The Australians play hard. So I think he fits well with what we do in New York because he's a hard playing basketball player. Luis Scola, them guys, man, they go hard, bro. You know what I mean? Even when Scola was in the NBA with the Rockets and all them guys, he always went hard. And that's what I liked about it so far. That he went hard, you know what I mean? And like I said, it's one game, and when we always gotta make sure that we don't judge the player wholly on one game because it takes one game he could be this way, the next game he might bounce for 20. But I do like what I've seen BX. I think it looks good so far to me.
Yeah, he showed he didn't have to go out there and try to justify signing with the New York Knicks. He played whatever his team accomplished game. He made Luis Scola look. Remember he ran him and Capazzo ran the point. Scola had led the Argentina with 25 points, and he shed the wealth around. He didn't have to play that hero ball or selfish. He just played that team. His passing around the perimeter was really sharp. Him and Campazzo, and you have Marco Delia, they just moved the ball around and they had some good pros on Australia. He went up against Patty Mills, Joe English, and so forth. And it just showed, it might have not been a first game to impress, but but to me it was fine. That's what I wanted to see in game one. I didn't want him, if I would have seen him done a little too much, then we're like, you know what? He's a guy that presses, and we don't need that in our team. We want guys to let the game be natural, play within your means and your ability, and it'll come natural because it's going to be second nature. It'll slow down for him, once the regular season starts. And just seeing that last night, the way that around, his numbers might have not been to write home about, but I think it's a positive step. I think it shows okay, good, because I know he could grow, and there's going to be more. There's more ceiling to it. We didn't see him. He went out and shot all his bullets in one shot. No, he's and that's what you want to see in a player development. At 25 years old with a national team. It was phenomenal. A plus. It's an A plus because he didn't come out. He wasn't injured. He played well. He played, and what can you just think about it? How he stretched. And what I liked about it, Divine, was he's going to stretch the floor. If they're stretching the floor and he's hitting these shots with Argentina, and if he hits the shot in the NBA with all the talent around him, and the Knicks are going to surround with the inside game with Mitchell Robinson and Randall and so forth, and he could stretch the floor, that's going to be a major improvement from Alfred Payton going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Salute to Lawrence Worldwide. Lawrence, salute my brother Andy. We got For the Love of the Game. Great show today. Salute to you fellas down there. Great show. Them had a great panel, great everything. Frank Matt told you already know what it is. My brother Will, Robert, everybody, man. Camilio, salute. Yeah, man. You know what? I like what I seen, and I just think that think about it. We all watch a lot of Nick basketball. Now think about what you see him do. Granted, it's FIBA. Well, I mean not FIBA. Granted, it's Australia. It's still pros, but think about the way he was pressuring that ball. You haven't seen too many guys do that on the Knicks other than Frank in the last so many years. I'm talking about pressure of basketball like that. That was the most thing that stood out to me, the way he was pressuring that basketball. You know, he was there pressuring the ball and doing the things that he needed to do. So I was really happy with what I seen with him. And so I can't wait till the next game. It's either tonight or tomorrow. I forgot what it is. And I'll continue watching. But so good so far because, like I said, I'm looking at the tangibles and the little things. I'm not worried about the offense. You know, that comes through time. But he, you know, even though where he played ball at in Australia, the 3-point line was a little shorter, but he still shot at a 38% clip. You know what I mean? But I like the ball pressure though. I mean, you know, I'm a defense minded guy, and I think Tibbs gonna love that. And I think they got something there, man. You just never know, man. And you see what Capavo's doing there, where he went to Denver and he made this something. I think this guy could do the same thing. And you know, and even the guy that we traded with to Minnesota. The young man on Australia that we traded Minnesota, he had a nice shot last night. He was getting it up, shooting pretty good too. So it was good to see. And I think the best is yet to come. And I think it was good. And you know, like I said, we gonna get into FIBA. Frank had a good game too in the 13, 2-2. You know, he was doing this thing too. So and then we got Obi Toppin and Emmanuel quickly at the team select. So it's good to see all our players out there, especially the young ones out there right now. You know, whether it be the FIBA game or whether it be the team select, getting that experience in there, getting the practice in there, and I just think that's so good for these guys to see all that, man. And I'm excited about the way the Knicks is moving forward, man. I really am. I'm glad them guys getting that experience, because the only thing you can do is get better with experience, and no other way to do it to go up against good competition. So we'll see, man. So far I like what I seen from Vildoza. He definitely could be a floor general, and I think he had the qualification, the skill. I like his passing. I love he's unselfish, and I can't reiterate that enough, because the type of team that we have with Randall and RJ and all them guys, you're gonna need a guy like who could set these guys up. Now I hope you don't have to, when he in the game, I can see him kicking it out to Quickly. I can see him kicking it out to Reggie Bullock. I can see him throwing a lob to Obi and Mitch and these guys. So I think he got what it takes to help us with the point guard situation. Whether it's coming off the bench, I don't know. We have to see as the time go on. But I'm excited when the training camp comes to see what he's going to get down and what he's going to do for us, BX.
Yeah, the next step I want to see, probably in these games, I want to see him cutting and driving, taking the ball to the hole. I really know he could shoot the ball. I know he could pass the ball on the perimeter. I just want to see if he could go from north to south, you know, and see how his attack game is, and passing going into the hole. That's my next maturation that I want to see Vildoza do. I want to see, you know, if he could cut to the basket and draw a double team and find and see what his eye peripheral is on the floor. If he could find that jump shooter in space, you know, or in traffic. That's what my next thing I want to see in these FIBA games go forward. Even if he does make the mistake, because it's not going to cost us, you know, it's training under fire with the national team, you know, and hopefully that when he sharpens the skills on the national team, it's all it's going to do is benefit us as a Knicks organization to see him do that and try to work on those type of games going forward. Yeah,
absolutely. So that was really it was good to see. Like I said, I'm happy with what I've seen, and I think the best is yet to come. I think he's going to get better as he move on and go forward and things of that nature, man. So we just got to, you know, keep supporting these Knicks players, man. But I do like what I've seen. You know, I mean, it's only one game, one night, but we'll move on and we'll keep it moving, man. And I think that, like I said, Frank Matt will say a word for those is better than EP. You know what I mean? I just think, like I said, the guy play a game that when he get over here, it could translate. It could translate to the NBA well, because these guys, you know, playing in Australia, playing against these guys is pros too. You know what I mean? They not rookies coming out of college. They pros. You know, they start that league. They start young over there. You know what I mean? So, you know, they not like they sitting in college trying to. They going up against grown men. You know what I mean? And I think it's gonna pan out well for them. So I think we just hope that once we get, like I said, we get into training camp, the dust settles. Now he can learn what Tibbs wants them to do over there, you know, and down in New York, man. And I think the best is yet to come. So we got to keep it moving, man. Real talk, man. Y'all hit that like, subscribe button, man. Time, man. Give me some like, subscribers out there, man. Show some love, man. Salute to everybody out there. Nick P, Frank, Andy, Lawrence, everybody. Robert, all you guys, man. Appreciate y'all chiming in on a Sunday, man. We just chilling, talking Knicks. We just like getting into the Luca Vildoza thing. We watched the game last night against Argentina, excuse me. It went down to the buzzer, though. Good game. I watched the whole game. It was a good game. They was going at it, and Patty Mills hit that dagger three. That was pretty off the curl. Off the inbound, went around my man and just raised up and hit all net. And that thing was, so I got to give Patty Mills credit. A beautiful shot. And he sunk it. They won the game. So, but it was a good game. It was competitive. They went back and forth with that. Like I said, I didn't understand the Australia coaches. His what I would say is let me get it right. I'm sorry, guys. When he was switching guys in and out, his lineup changes. Like I said, he started in the first half, but he came off the bench in the third. I don't know if that was by design, and that was that. Yeah, Nick P, man, Frank, we'll get in that. Frank had a good game. He had 13 points, two rebounds, 2 assists. Played his usually Frankenstein defense, man. He was pretty good yesterday. FIBA Frank looked good. Right now, he's still a Knick so far, but he looked good. I think when you playing the way he's comfortable with the surroundings and what they do there. He's from over that side. He used to playing in that FIBA type style of basketball there, so he did well. Frank did good. Good for him, and that's my man too. I love Frank and Nick the Knick, but I love Frank. Frank, my man. So, but yeah, he had a good one. Nick P. He really played a good game out there, and so let's see what he's gonna continue. Let's see if the Knicks gonna bring him back or. I don't have a problem with them bringing him back for the right deal. Because I just think that he's like the Herb Williams to me. One of them guys like he's always going to be around the Knicks. It seems like you never know unless they got to move him because of some deal that they have to get him involved in. But if not, I don't have no problem bringing Frank back. I really don't, man. You can't really underestimate what a deep defense could do for you in certain situations. And granted, in the playoffs last year, he didn't get a lot of shine. Him and Kevin Knox because Tibbs had his said rotation, but now he goes into a new year. If they sign him, having a chance to go up against some more competition on the Knicks. Frank been through it all, man. This guy been through it all. Out of all the Knicks that we've been in, Nick, Frank Ntilikina been through it all. Coaches, front offices, different point guards. In 4 years, that man has been through a lot with the Knicks. Injuries, people don't believe in him. So, but he had a good game, Nick P, and that's what I just want to put out there. So, salute to Frank, man. Just go do your thing, man, and keep shining because you never know. And for Frank, 4 years, $12 million, I don't got a problem with that. You give Frank $6 million a year, I have no problem with that. I just think that he fits the culture. He's a real culture guy. He's a team first guy. And he's somebody who listens to the coaches, and that's what you want. You want guys who's team first, and Frank is a team first guy. And I know that's not BX's one of BX's favorite players. I understand that there's not a lot of guys. Frank is one of them thorns in Nick country because 50% like him, 50% don't like him. You know what I mean? So, but Frank, big up to Frank though. BX, he had a good FIBA game, and that's where I'm trying to get at basically.
Salute to Dave Jackson. I haven't seen you in a while, man. I'm glad to see you here, Dave Jackson, man. I'm glad to see you, definitely, man. Put a smile on my Sunday to see you out here. Frank, I would take Frank back 3 years, $15 million, $5 million a year. I'll say, you know what, I'll be on for it, despite the fact that I'm not a big fan of him. But I do understand that he does put the work in on his defense, and he does take sense of pride on his defensive skill set. And you know what? Maybe he will grow into it, being positive. Maybe he'll grow into, a real good defensive specialist. Remember, Chauncey Billups didn't develop until late. He bloomed late in his career as well. And look at, he's a champion. He's gonna be a great head coach, and he's a championship caliber type of player who I think matured around 28, 27 years of age. And then when he took off, and what can you talk about? Chauncey Billups. You think about him. You think about those Pistons championship teams. So. It's still hope for Frank. Absolutely. If we could improve for a player now and pass his roster spot, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't mind. I'd rather have a player that will provide for us what we need now. But if the Knicks bring him back at a reasonable price, like I said, even that 24 for 4 years, $6 million a year, okay, I'm not going to be too bad with it. Depending, it wouldn't be too bad. It won't be breaking the bank. But he's got to give us a little more what he's been giving us so far at that price range than $6 million. But I wouldn't be opposed to it either. Divine.
Yeah, it's interesting to me. I really want to see if they, let's say if they do bring Frank back, because because him and Knox, the Knicks could have got rid of these guys. You understand what I'm saying? They could have traded the guy at the deadline, and that's the only reason I have to always think about Frank in this light, because they could have got something for him, and a lot of teams would have took Frank because of his defense, but the Knicks did not get rid of him. So to me, it's like, well, if you're not going to get rid of him, why lose him for nothing? You know what I mean? So that's what's interesting to me. That's the only reason I always bring up this Frank thing, because if the Knicks truly did not want Frank Ntilikina here, they could have traded him at the deadline or did something. So and I agree with you. They don't need him, but it's not so much to me. Salute to you, Canal, my brother. Good, we appreciate you coming in. You already know what it is. Yep, I know they don't need him, but sometimes you can't underestimate the character of people around people on your team. See, at least Frank handled New York. You get a lot of players coming to New York that can't handle it. Frank went through a lot of stuff in New York, and he handled it. You know what I mean? And I think that's the most important thing, because you can go get a can't come to New York, and they can't even handle the pressure of being in New York. So if he come back, that's fine. I don't have no problem. If he don't come back, I'm fine. I don't have a problem with it either way. But I'm a guy like the young man came over here at 18 years old on another country in the biggest city in the world, living on his own, trying to and going through coaches after coaches after coaches. People bring a point guards in front of him, and every time they bring a point guard in front of him, the Knicks don't keep him. You know what I mean? So I just think that he's important to me because of the culture part of it, and I do believe he improved his 3-point shot. He was shooting over, even though it was minimal attempts, but he was knocking down over 40% of his shots from 3 points. So he improved in that area, and I think that's the thing that I like to see. I like to see players improve, and then I think Frank, from a 3-point shot percentage, he improved. So I just do think that why did the Knicks did not trade that guy if they didn't believe in him or they didn't want him around? Because they could have shipped Frank for a 2nd-round pick. You know what I mean? That simple. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of teams would have loved to have him on their team going into playoffs because of what he could bring on the defense end. So I think let's salute to Frank though, man. Once a Knick, always a Knick. I know like he's throwing a lot of Knick fan side, but you got to support who they are. So let's see what they're gonna do. The Knicks gonna bring it back up, they're not. And
let me chime on that. Let me chime on this real quick. I'm piggyback on that. If they do bring him back, and he might not produce on the NBA game level time, but with that man's defense and the ability to defend in practice to help elevate the starters' ability to get better shots or handle a defensive pressure, is valuable. We could say, and I'm trying to find put the positive spin on having Frank on the club, and that the other side of the coin. Even if you bring him back at a $4 or $5 million, even like non-guaranteed, but he's a good player to have in practice, his training camp, and going forward to help these other players improve offensively, because he's going to be like a glove, a shadow defending and going over screens and making it hard on these players in practice to need to elevate their offensive game I find it all is a win-win situation in there. A salute to Johnny Timon. What do you think on that point, Divine?
Oh, absolutely. And salute to my man Johnny. Johnny, salute, my brother. We see you. And that's what's important too. You think about a lot of point guards who the Knicks brought in. Why they not here? When they went up against Frank in practice, Frank probably made them look like, nah, you ain't got nothing. See, people don't forget that. When you go up against somebody who plays defense like him in practice, either you're going to outdo him or he's going to make you look like you can't ball because he played good defense like that. You know what I mean? So, and that's like you said, it's really valuable to have a guy who in practice, no matter the way you treat him on the court, he's going to come in that practice building, he's going to put his sneakers on, he's going to get to work. And Frank did that. You know what I mean? He did that. So whatever team get him, if the Knicks don't keep him, I think they're going to have a positive player to be a part of their culture. Because this is about culture building. You know what I mean? You can get knuckleheads come in there who could score, do all this stuff, but they knuckleheads. And they don't have that sense of culture. Because everybody can't be prolific. Everybody can't be the dominant scorer, the dominant rebounder. Everybody's not built like that. But character goes a long way in the NBA and in any sport, actually. You know what I mean? Character goes a long way. And I just think he's a guy that has character. And I love people who have character, because that shows me that you're a respectful person. you respect what's in front of you, you go hard, and you put in the work, and you don't complain. You just go get it. You know what I mean? And I think Frank has been there. So let's see. Let's see, man. And like Dave Jackson said, you can use him as a utility guy. I agree. Johnny Timon, the half court shot, boy, got the range. Yeah, you know, and so yeah, him and Vildoza definitely. I was glad to see them both out there. I'm glad to see both of them guys out there, man. I just think that they ball players, they NBA ball players. I like what Vildoza is going to bring. I think he got a lot he can bring to the table. I just think his tenacity. Him and Frank they play, them guys from over that way play like that though. They play with that tenacity, especially if they're they defenders. And I know about Luca, Vildoza and Frank. They get up in your grill. You know, they get up in your face and try to hound you and make it hard on you. So I like that, and I like what I've seen so far from both of them in FIBA and yesterday with them guys, man. Salute to my man Mike Lugo, Mike Sloop, my brother. Thanks for coming in. 4 or 5 minutes they locked for a 11th man off the bench. With that, like I like Frank, he's still only 22. Yeah, absolutely, Luca. I agree, man. It's a tough situation for the Knicks, you know, financial wise. What do you give them? But like I said, you know, they must see something because they could have got rid of him. They could have got rid of him. It wouldn't have been an issue. You don't let them walk in free agency for nothing. You don't let them walk for nothing, and don't sign him. If you could have got rid of him, if you're not going to keep, you could have got something for him. You know what I mean? So and right now, you know, I just got to see what they're going to do. You know, but whatever they do, man, salute to my man Frank. You know, Frank, been through a lot, my brother. So I'm glad you had a good FIBA game, and I really do, man. I like the way it's going down in New York. And my man, buzzing, DT, you know, another one of the correspondents on the program.
We got to say good morning. It's 6:30, 6 o'clock in the morning out in Australia. So good morning to you. Good morning, TT.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, salute to the chat. Salute to everybody on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you're streaming in from. Hit that like and subscribe. Knicks Real Talk, Brunch, Sports Talk. We in here, man. We having a good time. Salute to the chat. Andy, everybody in the building. Johnny Timon in the building. Dave Jackson, glad to see you back. Canal, my brother, salute. Nick P, all of y'all, man. Will, Frank, everybody, man. Lawrence. Yo, listen, man. Y'all go down there. The brothers had a great show today. I got to reiterate that good show down there. And for the Love of the Game podcast, Zach and Project Nerd Hector, aka. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, it was good to see last night. I enjoy watching them games. Like I said, the USC fight that was interesting, man. And now we got, you know, get ready to get, you know, like I said, it's not an all season to be honest with you, because it's like everything's moving now. You know what I mean? Now we got to come up on the draft. It's a lot of cats in there that everybody wondering who we're gonna bring in here, what we're gonna do, how we're gonna do it. It's gonna be interesting, man. Wow, you know, we got 4 draft picks. It's interesting, you know what I mean? So. We got, you know, my man, we got BX on the chime about something. He's dealing with something good. So I know he's happy about whatever he's dealing with because it's in his favor. So salute. But yeah, man,
equalizer from Italy. Italy equalized, tied Euro Cup 1-1. Those, I know Andy's probably watching it. I know CT's probably watching the soccer. We cover everything, guys. 1-1, the equalizer, Italy for the World Cup, for the Euro Cup. Italy and England, 67th minute mark, 1-1. Go ahead, Divine. Excuse me for that, but I had to contain my excitement.
Tim Smith, my brother, salute. Glad you up in here on a Sunday. Tim Smith, you already know what it is. Real talk, man. We got the NBA draft coming up, man. Knicks in a good spot. We got the 2 first, 2 seconds. We're gonna be willing and dealing most likely. I think the trading deadline the draft gonna be interesting. The night of the draft, I think gonna be a lot of willing and dealing. I'm dying to see what the Knicks gonna do, y'all out there, man. If y'all guys got any ideas in the chat, what y'all think they gonna do, y'all throw them in here. Let us know what y'all want the Knicks to do on draft night. What do you think the Knicks gonna do? Y'all hit it up in the chat, throw it in there. Let us know so we can read your comments and let you wise minds let us know what you guys are thinking out there. But it's interesting. I don't think we're gonna keep all 4. I would go on the record and say that. How we gonna wheel and deal them is interesting. I'd love to see us. Just whatever we do, make sure it's going to benefit the roster and benefit the future. Even if you get a couple of them, you draft them, put them in draft or stats, put them in the D League, whatever, and you know, and just make sure they develop. Or if they're going to be part of the bench or the rotation, just go out there and do your thing. So we depending on Walt Perrin and all them guys that really go out there and get their scouting popping. And I know they've been doing their research. I haven't heard Tom Thibodeau say that them scouts been doing it all year long. So let's see what Walt Perry them gonna do. We'll see if Brock Osweiler with the cap situation, how they gonna maneuver these draft picks, because you do know they cost money as well. So depending on where you drafting at, you got to pay them too. So it's gonna tie into the cap flexibility somewhat. Let's see where they're gonna go. I mean, I know we can always use them to wings, some shooters. Nothing wrong with getting another big. He might not need to be there now, but we need to go for now and the future. So BX, I think we got a good opportunity to really make some good noise in the draft.
Yeah, I have a question. Maybe because I know Andy is good with these numbers. I'm gonna ask him if he could let me know about that. If the Knicks were to keep the 17-19 pick, and let's say they get all their picks, what would be the cost of salary cap total? I know each one is designed for a certain amount of money per towards the cap. So what would it cost the Knicks if they were to draft them and cap wise on that hit? If you know the number, I couldn't. I'll look it up, but it just came to my head. I should have done that research myself. But I know Andy's usually good with those numbers with that. If they were to keep them, and yeah, like you said, they also have the rights for their Derrick Rose situation. They could go above and beyond their cap if they really wanted to keep him there, and all that. And what Johnny Timon wrote, I think we're training up, but if sometime we could keep the 21st pick, and maybe we could get a 2 sleeper picks that we got like quickly. Yeah, Johnny, I wouldn't be surprised due to the fact that the way they drafted and they found quickly, or actually fell in their lap. They did the diligence. They were smart. They used their whatever analytics or other scouting report or their connections to the league, and they found a diamond in the rough and quickly. Can they do it again? I wouldn't be surprised if they would. Why not? I think they could. That's what separated good teams like San Antonio and Fort Worth. So we'll see if they were to able to find that diamond off. If they keep it, that means they trust a lot in their scouting report. They see something that they're willing to a couple players that a lot of players that don't see. It might fit their system or what they're planning on doing and executing. So that's going to be interesting to see on that one. That's a good question there, Johnny Timon.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that bodes well for them, though. It all depends what what the Knicks are going to do. Are they going to really shoot for this second, third round Eastern Conference final? I think a lot of that dictates on who they're going to pick and who they're not going to keep. Because I do think they're going to try to get past the first round this year. I think they're going to try to improve that team, get better. But at the same time, you look what Quickly did. Like you said, Quickly 25th, 23rd, 25th pick, whatever the case may be. And I forgot more than I know. But look how he panned out. I still think the emergence of Obi Toppin this year coming out of the select team. I think you're going to see a lot from that young man. I don't be surprised. He's going to be one of the most improved players on that team next year. I really believe so. I think. I think you give Randall less minutes a little bit, fill Obi in with more minutes. You can even throw Obi at the 3 every now and then, not for a whole game, 6, 7, 8 minutes, 5 minutes. Throw him in there. So it's going to be interesting. Andy on that level said the 19th pick will be getting around $2.2 million. The 21st about $2 million first year of the contract. And so right then and there, that's $4 million right there. You know what I mean? Then you got to look at. So it's interesting to see. Are the Knicks going to say, no, we need that $4 million for something else? Or we're going to say we could take them and move up and pay somebody $8 million that's higher. If they get up in the higher, it's really going to depend on what they do with this stuff. The salary plays the major part on who you draft and why you draft them, or do you need to draft them? So we'll see. We'll see what they do. But Andy said, but they can sign them after all the salary cap on their free agents. And see that. Thanks, Andy, man. I appreciate that, man, because that's a good clarification there. Yeah, absolutely. So that we in a good spot. The Knicks are in a great spot right now, man. Coming into the draft, free agency, trading, whatever course they go, they are in a good place. Let's just hope that they don't screw it up. I don't think they will. Just keep that infrastructure together, man. So 2 or 3 years from now, we could still be in the same spot. 5 years from now, we could be in the same spot. You look at the Golden State Warriors. They signed the guy they drafted, Curry, Clay, Draymond. They all got their maxes from that guy. Now they're in a good situation, because even though they might be a luxury tax issue, but they still got a lot of stuff they could do. And as long as you keep that structure together, no matter what the Knicks do 3 or 4 or 5 years from now, we can look back and say, you know what, they made some moves, but they didn't mess up the structure. They got some of the young guys that they drafted, and they growing with the organization. So I think we're in a good place. And that's good to see, man. But I like the guy Moody from Arkansas. I like Bognite. I like Sharif Cooper. It's a lot of guys I like out there, man. I really do. And But we have to see what they're gonna do. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. BX. I just think they got a lot of opportunity right now to make some good moves.
Yeah, salute to Tim Smith. I didn't see him earlier there. Salute to him, man. I haven't seen Tim Smith in a while, man. Good to see you, my good friend. Glad you're on here with us this Sunday afternoon. We're with us, and salute to UCT. I'm glad. Good morning to you.
Salute, CT.
Salute. Yeah. Salute, guys. Morning. How we doing?
Yeah.
Doing good.
Good, man. Hey, I was like, you know what? BX, I'm gonna have to wake the brother up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's early.
You doing
it's super early here. Yeah, I'm doing well. Yeah, on the way to work, so I thought I'd chime in.
Good. Well, we appreciate that. Man. Yeah, we just going to. What you think about the Frank and Luca and all that last night, real quick, before we change over?
Yeah, it was some interesting performances. I like what I saw. Did you watch the games?
I did.
Yeah. Vildoza, 18 minutes, 11 points, shot 3 of 8. He's got that range, deep range actually, and then he also had a couple steals, a couple of assists, and I was impressed with his handle. That was definitely came through in the highlights. He's he can really handle the ball. And I think we can't read too much into the first exhibition because for most of these guys, it's the first game they've played in months.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And real quick, if y'all look into the chat, y'all see Andy say he's gonna be doing a Euro draft process special on MBK and any day now. So y'all look out for that, man. Y'all go down to MBK, get with Andy. He's gonna be doing a Euro draft special on MBK. Salute to MBK Sim and all y'all down there. Salute to y'all, my brother. And all that good stuff, man. Y'all look out for that. Yeah, I watched it, man. And I liked what I seen. I liked his tenacity. I liked his defense pressure. I like his dribbling. I like his playmaking. I liked a lot of things I see. I seen way more positive than negative. I tell you that much. On when it comes to Luca Vildoza, so I'm very happy to see what he's gonna bring to the table when it gets time.
Yeah, you said it. And there's a couple more games to come. They're playing again in what tomorrow.
I think the 13th.
Yeah,
the 13th. Yes.
And what was promising is he was playing against NBA opposition. It was the NBA players.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Johnny Time, and I agree. Louis Scola turned back the clock yesterday, bro. Louis Scola he was getting it in yesterday. I'm like, look at Scola.
He was straight giving us the business.
Right. I'm like, man, Scola still got it going on. Yeah, that was 41. Good to see. Though. It was good to see. It was good to see a Nick prospect like that. And I'm excited, man. I can't wait to the next couple of games. I really am, fellas out there, man. We got to be encouraged by what we've seen. We seen some good ball right now. So it's on the popping in New York, man. We ready, man. Like I said, we got the draft coming up, and I just was talking about that. BX, man, give me a take on what you think about the NBA draft for the Knicks so far.
So far, if we're gonna see a different movement, it's gonna be interesting picks. Up above of us, you got teams with multiple picks, like the Golden State Warriors got 2 picks, the Orlando Magic has 2 picks, and the Orlando Magic just named a head coach finally. They named Jamar Mosley as their head coach, former Dallas assistant. What is his philosophy with the front office? What do they think? Do they want to package those 2 upper picks for a player and maybe move back for another player? What are the strategies the Orlando Magics want? What are the strategies the Golden State Warrior? Will they dangle some of those picks and so they could take a player off their roster with a high salary cap and position to get some cap relief, from luxury tax relief. So it's going to be interesting. The players out there linked to the Knicks, like Bo Knight. I definitely would like Davion Mitchell from Baylor. He fits a Thibodeau type of system. Smart player with but we'll see. We'll see what they're willing to do, dealing and moving. That's why it's going to be important. It's going to be interesting the day of the draft night to join us on Knicks Real Talk. We're gonna have a draft party. We're gonna be streaming it probably on 3 different platforms, and we definitely want to have a virtual party since we won't be able to meet all in one location like other programs. Kudos to them, but where we want to do our own here online, and we want you guys to be part of it. And we're gonna have our instant reaction the minute we see a draft, who's available, or of a trade for a draft player happens. You're gonna have our instant reaction to break it down. Nothing more than the raw reaction that comes from us as fans when we hear it. While we do that, I don't know. Hopefully, we don't have no one crying like that little boy when Porzingis was drafted on the stream, but we'll never know.
Yeah, right. Yeah, absolutely. ACT, what do you think about the Frank's game? Frank had a pretty good FIBA game the other night.
Yeah, I watched the highlights, and man, he looked confident. One of those step backs was crazy, and I think his offensive game's coming along, and I hope they don't give up on him.
Yeah.
He's what 20?
Yeah.
He's still only 22, 23, and I think we should keep him around.
Yeah, I think so because it's like some things you just got to have on a team. He is the definition of a glue guy to me. You know what I mean? Him and Todd Gibson, them guys, you don't find them guys anywhere. You know what I mean? They don't come a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? It's not even about just being a bench player. It's about being part of the glue. You know what I mean? And I like that, man. So that was interesting to see, man. And I'm looking forward to the up and coming thing. And Johnny Timon, let me throw him in there right quick. Johnny Timon said, I could see Knox and the 21st pick getting traded on draft night for the likes of 10-12 pick, and we keep the 19th. Interesting, Johnny Timon. That I could see that as well. That makes a lot of sense. I would love to see. I would really love to see Kevin Knox. If he's not going to be a part of this, I would love to see him go down to Orlando. I just think that'd be a good situation for him. He got Mosley there now, a young team. He'll get to play some at the 3 and the 4. You know what I mean? I just think it'd be a good fit for if the Knicks don't keep him. And I'm a Knox guy, man. I love Knox, so that would be interesting to see. Mike Lugo, let's live with Mike popped up in there. Mike said, how y'all feel about giving up this year's picks and maybe throwing in Kevin Knox for Colin Saxon if they want our 2 first rounders and a protected first round pick? Do you make that trade? Wow, Mike, I think Sexton fits New York. The 2 first rounders is pretty tough, but if the Knicks think that he can really benefit being there, and he can help them get to that next level, because I'll put it like this here, he definitely can ball out. He's got better every year he's been in the league, so he's got the attitude, he's got the grit. I don't know how to his defense game. He might not be an all-world defender, but his tenacity makes up for a lot of that. So it's interesting, Mike. I would have to, maybe we could try Knox in the first. And if we had to throw in a second rounder, I would try not to give up 2 firsts for him, because then we're going to have to make sure we sign him. If he's not going to be the part of the long-term plan, then I don't know if the Knicks want to give up 2 first rounders for somebody who you're just going to be renting. Then when his rookie contract is up, you're going to let him walk, or you trade him. So it's a good one, Mike. I don't have a problem with Sexton, though, to be honest with you. I like his game. He's a bulldog. He goes hard. I like what he brings. And I think him, Derrick Rose, and Vildoza, I don't have a problem with that by no means, BX.
Well, Andy wrote on Sexton, his contract is up after this year. What would you pay him? That's a good question, because we don't know if he fits New York, if he's a New York player, if he's gonna take a step forward, if he's gonna get injured. You never know if he comes in here and he's injured, and then you still don't have an uncertainty. Part with Colin Sexton. I think he's a good player, but the negotiation part is gonna be the important part with the Knicks. What can they bring him to benefit the Knicks in negotiation wise? To that, and I think I have the second pick that the Knicks get from Dallas. I think the 2023, is that a protected or unprotected? Because I wouldn't be surprised if Dallas, that pick will be a really good draft pick. So it'd be a good question to find out if that's a protected or unprotected pick. Because if it is a protected Dallas pick, you might want to think of trading that and holding on to our own, or because I think, or either or, because I think the Knicks are going to be. I don't think the days of the Knicks being under 10 or a lottery are not for a while. Knock on wood. I don't think the Knicks will be there. Top 10 protected. Okay, good. Thank you, Frank. I appreciate with that that information, and he wants the max, and I'm not getting. Yeah, I agree. Andy, he hasn't proven to receive a max, and if even if you bring him on a 1 year deal, and let's say he balls out, and he has an unbelievable year, are you willing to give him a max on a 1 year deal? 1 year, show me in New York City. Is that enough? Because then it's us now when we see what Julius Randle is giving us, and we're skeptic to give him want to give him the bag, and then Sexton that comes from another organization that hasn't won for so long and or since he's been there to contribute to winning, and do you really want to give him tie up your money on that, especially with next year? Like I've been related, it's saying I said I know the last program. Next year, the free agent class is going to be so superior. It's going to be, it's going to have the creme of the creme, and you don't want to tie up. That's why I think the Knicks are going to draft their players. Like you said, it's only going to cost us $4 million to if we do stay with 19 and 21, or let's say they package them and move up, combined. But I think that's why they're going to stay put. They're going to draft the two guys, the second rounder. Could I see them being moved for somebody like taking on a salary for someone that's going to be inspiring? I could see that happening. And then that final second round pick is a stash player. They could try to get developing center that they want to keep here or send on a G League to a player. I can see them going after that. And I see what Frank wrote. I'd rather have that worried about Sexton. Do you guys think SGA is really available? Frank, if SGA is available, I got the one-way ticket. I put it on my card, on my expense. I gave him that one-way ticket to New York from Oklahoma.
Real.
Try to get him a direct flight, no connecting flight. Just get his behind in there. And you know what? If I gotta go myself with a U-Haul and move his stuff and let him fly, I'll do that in a heartbeat. Immediately.
BS, you know what's interesting about that? If that rumor is real, I do believe the Knicks got a good chance to get him just due to the fact of that Kentucky connection. I really believe the Knicks did that for a reason. I really believe if SGA is available, I think the Knicks will call there and they can make that happen. I just believe they can make it happen. I think Sam Presti would say, listen, you guys got all these picks. All I'm going to do with them anyway is take them and keep, refurbishing or doing blah, blah, blah. I think he would have a good shot, SGA, to come here. And real quick on Johnny Timon's question, Johnny, I don't think Elfrid Payton coming back to New York. I think that's a wrap. I think that's one free agent I don't think coming back. Johnny Timon, I think he's done here. He had his 2 year, he had his little 3 year run as a wrap to me. And Andy, right, he doesn't fit the contract timeline, and I'm not giving him $100 million. I agree with you. Because that way, let's say a year from now when RJ's contract is up, he's ready for his extension. You don't want all this money tied up in all he got. If you think you're going to keep a lot of these players we got, RJ need to be the first guy to me, if we keep him, that'll get extended by the Knicks. Get extended, literally off his rookie contract. I think we need to make that happen. I don't know the Charlie Ward thing, but I think he deserves. I think he's going to be here. So it's crazy to think about that, man. But salute to the chat, man. Y'all keep bringing it. I'm glad to see everybody up in here on a Sunday chilling. Andy over on the other side of the world. We got CT with here, but he got to get to work. Thanks, CT, for chiming in, my brother. We'll see you on the next episode. Johnny, everybody, Dave, Andy, Frank, Camilio, everybody from the love of the game, man. Everybody in here, man. Salute to y'all. You'll hit that like and subscribe, man. Run them up with the thumbs up, man. You already know what it is. And then my man, you
gotta read Johnny Timing. Johnny Timing's got a real good one there, Divine.
Okay, I get to him. Frank said, "What would you give him?" Johnny Timing said, "I will give
GA personal butler without pay if Ramini comes to the Knicks." So I'm doing this moving. I'm moving him to New York, and Johnny Timing is gonna be his butler.
Salute Johnny Timing, bro. Salute. I'm glad. Hey, we do what we got to do to get him here. Dave Jackson. What a good chatty, chatty got right there, man. It's interesting, man. We got what a off season we are having. So many storylines. Absolutely, Dave Jackson. It's not even an off season to me. It's still on season because it's on popping up in here. You know what I mean? So I don't think we even got an off season. Guys at the select team, guys in the training facility. It's just beautiful to be a Knicks fan right now with all this buzz going on. To have something to talk about like this here. And knowing that we still got a lot, a couple more months, 2-3 more months before the season, 3 months actually, 4 months before the season kick in. It's going to be interesting, man. If we don't get rolled, Elfrid's taking his locket. Come on, Andy. Don't do it to me, bro. I listen. I like Alpha Payton's game. I mean, I like his, but I think Alpha them play. I think he on his last days in New York. He's there, Andy. That was a good one though.
I think Alfred Payne is going to look good in the Brooklyn Net jersey.
You know, they would do something like that too. They would do something like that. Hey man, he's a good ball player. I think with the way we play, you know what? I don't want to say that, man. What happened the last part of the season? I just don't understand what happened to him from the first half of the season to the second half. You know what I mean? He went like a total 180. You know what I mean? And that was kind of upsetting to see. You know, because I really liked it what Alpha Pay was bringing. That he was getting to the bucket. You know, dropping them floaters and everything, doing what he had to do, and then after that, man, he just seemed like he fell off last year. I don't know what the case was, reason why. But you know, I don't know though. I think we need to go on from that. If you don't get that 3-point shot together, you need to go on with that.
I'll do this year, 1921, the first. Oh, he'll do here's the trade proposal from Andy. He'll trade the 19th and the 21st pick this year and next year's first for SGA all in a heartbeat. Because you're not gonna, even if you bring a college player, it's not gonna be the magnitude or impact that SGA will give us for even the next 3. You know, other than financial relief, that's the only benefit that those picks will give us for now, for the short term. But SGH, you know, he's only 22 years old. You 10 more years of SGH. Who cares about what we pass off on those draft picks?
Yeah. Oh man, if you could get what Andy just said, these 2 and 1 instead of 5 and 6, you make that call immediately. If Sam Presti willing to do that, you can take him. You can have
get Adam Silver to prove that in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat, yeah. And I think that's the best way to go because, like I said, he gonna give you a Sexton and them cats to give you on a cheaper deal. Like Mike, I agree with you, Mike. He can get you that same thing and shooting. He costs less right now, but think about the core though. SGA, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, and whoever you throw at that 3. That's a nice young team right there. You know what I mean? That is a nice team to work with for the next couple of years. And then you figure out what Julius Randle going to do. Then, you know, and then by then you're going to see Obi Toppin's maturation, Emmanuel Quickly's maturation. I mean, think about this here. SGA, Quickly, RJ, Randle, and Barrett. You know what I mean? That, oh my God, bro. That you talking about a Knicks fan who don't want to go with all, give up all our assets to have a young core like that. Just SGA Quickly at the 2, RJ at the 3, Randle and Mitchell Robinson. I'll run with that all day. And you get a bunch of good veterans like Derrick Rose. You bring Bullock back. You get some savvy veterans on that bench that still got game. That team would be special. I just think it'd be special.
Yeah, and you could take it with a team like that. You don't have Damian Lillard, but it'll be just as good. You know, and you keep all these other core players. The chemistry is still the same. You know, only just bring in an SGH. You gave a draft pick, and then you could take a flyer. You know, and you still have money to go after the big dogs in 2022. Let's say let's say you could sign a cheap 3 this year. You know, on a prove it deal, like I was talking before. I'm gonna keep bringing Jared Dudley from Los Angeles. You know, he's coming off an injury. You bring me on. You could bring another 3 that's cheaper. Reggie Bullock again, and you could even run it back with Bullock and Burke for 1 year deal if they were accepted. And then you could take a shot at a 3 and D at the 22. You know, a guy that's been tutoring and mentoring Emmanuel Quickly and an Obi Toppin during this select team in the name of Kevin Durant if he opts out of Brooklyn. Hey, you're the final piece that we need you. We got SGH, we got RJ Barrett, we got Randall, so forth. We just need you here. Would you want to come? And he's winding down. He's not, you don't really need to be the number 1 fiddle, but you could just bring us to that level. And boom, you could just talk about sexy NBA team there, you know, and going forward. So a lot of things, a lot of storylines. There's a lot of storylines that we're talking that it's available with the Knicks, different crossroads, different locations. So we'll see.
He said, Andy said, "Oh no, Elmer Fudd, but not be winning."
Well, there was a guy that looked like him on UFC last night with the Knicks jersey.
Yeah, right. And he said, Frank Mantle said, "Would you guys do Obi and 3 first rounds for SGA?" I probably would have to say yes, no question.
Yeah, I know Sarge will cry a little bit, but you know what? He's not that far from me, so I could console Sarge. You know, I know Sergeant Nickman for life will cry if Obi goes, but you know what? I'll take him out for a couple of drinks and a fishing trip, and he'll forget about Obi Toppin.
And Obi Toppin would shine out there because now he don't have to worry about playing behind Randall. He get the full extent of a starting role out there with them guys out there, man. And obviously, I think they're gonna move Kimber Walker eventually. So like I said, it's you guys keep throwing it up in here, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Y'all on fire, keep it on fire, man. And we appreciate y'all chiming in. Y'all already know the chat is where it's at, and y'all keep supporting, man. Listen, man, let me get into this right quick, and I want y'all guys in the chat opinion as well. Who would you want on the Knicks right now this season that you think is going to bring this team to another level of outside free agency and trade? Give me some guys that you guys want on this team that you think is going to make a big difference in what we're doing.
I know, Johnny Timon, I just I gave myself a high five at what you just wrote. I just gave myself a high five because I got the game on one end, the soccer game in the other, and Knicks Real Talk on there. So, man, what a time to be a sports fan and be around all this excitement, man. Salute Johnny Time. Salute to everyone in the chat, man. This is real. That's why we want to do the draft party, because it's gonna be that raw, real emotion that we're real people. We got a pulse. We're not robots here. You know, talking just we're real, and it's all emotion. Hey, man, who do you think, Devon? Do you want to set the tone off before we get the chat going?
Let me hit up Frank Matto chat. Frank said SGA, RJ, Randall, Mitch, and Cat Space fire.
I like that. I love that. Frank.
Yes, sir. Frank Matto.
Phenomenal.
Yes,
even if it costs us an Obi Toppin, as much as I don't want to see him go, I would like to just trade all 3 draft picks like that first proposed trade. And even if we have to give up the 30th pick this year for SGH, there's just draft picks for now. You're still gonna have draft pick in 2022, 23, 24, and so forth. You're not mortgaging. You're just mortgaging the real short term future. But you're improving on a fourth place Eastern Conference team with a good quality point guard in SGH, and young, and then the Kentucky connection, and you're gonna be athletic, Devon. You're gonna be athletic, fast, speed, defensive minded. You can't go wrong with that. You're not getting older. And you could keep up with the Trey Youngs and the Capellas of the world. The Ball, LaMelo Ball, and the Charlotte, maturation, and even in Philadelphia, they're going to get a little bit older while you're still getting younger and faster. You got Brooklyn, who's they're all world talented, but if you have speed and athleticism, that might give them a fit, and who could defend under Tom Thibodeau. You got the best of both worlds there. So I like that. Frank Matos, phenomenal. I'll sign up for that. If I can sign up for it right now on the 11th of July in a heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm on the SGA train. I'm on getting us a real good 3, a real good, just straight 20-point game score, no matter what. 3 guy, a 3 guy on every night who can give you 20. Hands down. You know what? I don't care. No matter what, if my jump shot ain't falling, I'm gonna get it in the paint and get you some points. I'm gonna find a way. We just need that guy to replace Reggie Bullock in the lineup and keep Reggie Bullock on the team as a backup 3. But we can get somebody in that starting lineup at that 3 spot that could give us consistent all around 17, 18 a game every game. I'm just looking for that. I think that. And the one, like I said, I do SGA. I know the Kyle Lowry thing is interesting, but I definitely would love that one Frank throw out there. I'm big on that one. But I like Kelly Oubre for the right price. It was something else I was interested in. I read, and I'm going to ask everybody, what do you guys think about Kyle Kuzma? I think the Lakers going to do him in a sign and trade somewhere. I don't think they're going to keep Kyle Kuzma. And I was reading an article on him about how how he feel like he wasn't put in the best situation with because you got KAD and LeBron James taking up the bulk of the minutes at the 3 and the 4. So now he became that guy. Andy, I'm with you. That I call Andy. I'm on you with that one. Salute, my brother. That's what I want to do right there. Andy, good one, Andy. I thought the Knicks should do. I'm going to piggyback off of Andy. I would, a lot of the Knicks, I would do the 7th and the 14th, go to States, the Knicks 19th, and their 2 picks in the first round, bring on Andrew Wiggins and roll with it from there. I just think that would be the way to go. I think that makes a lot of sense, man. I think we just trade the picks, period, and we find a salary to match Andrew Wiggins. He only got 2 years left on that deal. I think that would be phenomenal. I really do. Good one, Andy. Kuzma, my man, Frank Matos ain't big on Kuzma. And,
No, I see the chat isn't big on Kuzma.
He ain't big on that. Okay, so we throw that out the window.
I think he's okay. I don't think the Los Angeles Lakers want anything that we have a less draft pick. I think a third team will have to be involved. That's someone that the Lakers are interested in receiving from, and the Knicks get Kuzma, and whatever Knicks compensation goes to the third team involved. If the Knicks was interested in getting into Kuzma, if they wanted to, I think Kuzma needs a fresh scene, a change of scenery from Los Angeles. You know, I think he would do okay here in New York. I think he's been a championship player, and I think he still has. I think everybody seems to thrive better once they leave the Lakers. That boulder, because I call it a boulder because the expectation levels. It's like playing for the Yankees. You're expected to be championship. You got greatness, and especially in playing with LeBron James, and they want it's championship or bust in really with the Lakers. So I think if he leaves, changes scenery to a team that's not really that. Yes, we are expecting championship in New York, but the pressure isn't in, and it's still New York, and it's still not as high as Los Angeles. Because we still have, we're still chasing it. And I think Kuzma, championship level, he still has that pedigree. I think will thrive good. He'll have something in common with Julius Randle, the Laker way and mentality. And I think if he does, he'll be good. DeAndre Wiggins, you convinced me the minute you spoke it out of you when you brought it up a couple weeks ago. Wiggins for that proposal trade that you said makes a ton of sense as well. I like Andrew Wiggins also. With RJ Barrett, they have already that Team Canada camaraderie. You saw how they played. Wiggins with that wild 3-point, that steal and that wild 3-point shot to get to send Team Canada to that overtime. In that qualifying game. I seen that they could play well together. I really like that, and I saw Andy wrote. What about Westbrook? I'm not a fan at this point for the Knicks timeline, but some fans were willing to take. I know Josh, aka Uncle Fulio, likes Michael Westbrook. I think Westbrook had a hell of a good season. Bounce back for the Wizards. He was, I think he was one of the main catalysts to getting them into the playoffs and turn that season around for them this season. The Westbrook thing, I want to stick with our timeline. I'm, if he comes for really cheap, you think about it, but I personally, I think that ship has sailed with him. If we were getting the Westbrook that won MVP with OKC, nothing's guaranteed. Maybe, but no, I think I'll take a good pass no matter how great he really is for us right here. I just don't want to go into that 30-year-old player no more mode. I just want to get younger. That's just me.
Yeah. Salute. Yeah. It's a lot of good stuff out there. Robert, I agree with your chat, Robert. Man, watching these cats is fun. Watching this team is fun, and and we it's a good situation to be in. I mean, I can't even front. No matter we go for disgruntled older player for 2 years, for me, no more than 2 years, or you sign a bunch of young guys. The Knicks got a good they got a good infrastructure in place where they can go either way. I mean, they really can go any way. But only thing on that. Let's say if the Knicks say we're gonna on the Westbrook thing, just to throw the scenario out there. He got 2 years left on his deal. Do you think if the Knicks say, well, we're gonna try to make this run for 2 years, and if we don't make the run, then his contract comes off the books, or you just stay away because he had a good year last year. I mean, him and Bradley Beal took that team from purgatory and got them to the playoffs. You know what I mean? And that was pretty. You got to get when that team didn't have a lot of players down there neither. You know what I mean? So it was kind of good. I give them that. But do we need them? No. If they look like they want to go for 2 years, then maybe you might have to say, I think I'd take him over Damian Lillard for this reason. The contract is shorter, way shorter. You know what I mean? The Damian Lillard's contract. But other than that, I think I'm kind of what you building on. I like that route. But even if we just get a couple of players to fill them void to get us to the second, third round, and then that's another step. We took another step. Then that next year, like you said, when 2022 free agency pop off, we'd be ready for it. You know what I mean? And I think that'd be real interesting to see on that level. You know what I mean? So we'll be looking out for that.
Right, absolutely. I agree with that. I said, was it build the culture really brought the Knicks back to relevance? To be honest with you, that build the play development confidence way. Now, Mike Lugo says, who plays the small forward next year? Thoughts on Norman Powell? Is he realistic? It all depends on the contract, Divine. With Norman Powell, I know you like him. You call him a dog. He's ready to go. I would like Norman Powell if we would have depending who's the backups power center and power forward. If they all be taking that next time, I think Powell's a little bit undersized in mind for that three. But man, that guy's a bucket. He's a defender, and will he share time on the two? That's another timing, another possibility on that. So I don't know what you think on Norman Powell. I already know what you're gonna think, but I know the chat wants to hear that.
Yeah, I like his game. I think he's a good defender. He got the right mentality. He got a New York mentality type of player. The Tibbs type of player to me. Bulldog, goes hard, defends hard, shoot the trade ball, aggressive to the basket. Size wise, I don't know. Do you move RJ to the 3 and put him at the 2? I mean that's possible.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Do you switch it up a little bit? Let maybe RJ grow. He probably he's a big boy now. He probably can handle that 3 pretty well. And I don't have a problem with Norman Powell. I really don't. I like his game. I really do. I just like guys who fit that culture down there. New York is about the grittiness, man. They're about the toughness. They're about go hard, man. That's New York City, and I just think Powell would do well in New York City because of the way he played basketball and his mentality. And he got that dog in him. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's not the size of the dog; it's the fighting the dog. You know what I mean? And I do think that he had the fight in him to get down there and get down. Gritty and grimy with a lot of cats and go at it. So yeah, I'll take Norman Powell for sure, man. I think that'd be a good move for us.
Let me ask this real quick. Between Norman Powell, I see he wants 20, and the Knicks are offering, for 15 million, yes, and he wants 20. All right, let's say that in a perfect world, we got $17.5 million for 2 years or 3 years, and either one of these two players have to accept it. Kelly Oubre for that money or Norman Powell. Chat, who do you think will, if you only had those two choices for $17.5 million for 3 years per, which one and why? Norman Powell or Kelly Oubre?
That's a good one. I like the size of Oubre. I think he was starting to come on his own, especially when he left out of Phoenix, averaging 18 a game, he was getting it in. He got over here to Golden State, things turned a little bit. But I read what he was talking about. I read a lot of these guys' articles of what makes me intrigued about players. I like guys who want to be better, who want to get better, who more hungry because of the situation they were put in. That's why I bring up certain guys like that, because because of the situation they have been put in. Like they want to. Steve Kerr said like they look at him as they might look at him as a 6-man coming off the bench. And Oubre was he didn't say nothing negative, but it just made him more hungry in his heart. He put more fire in his heart. Say, nah, I'm a starter in this league. And he wasn't doing it in a negative way. But he's a desire. His desire to be better made me feel good about who he is. Because I want guys who want to come and say, I'm gonna be better. That's why I love RJ Barrett. That's why I like Julius Randle. These guys want to be better. You know what I mean? They want to be better. You know what I mean? And if you got somebody who just want to be content with where they at, then I don't need you. You know what I mean? But if you're looking to get better and honing your craft, your skills, and get better and all that good stuff, I'm all for it. Tim Smith, he does he's up with the he says, excuse me, let it fall over. Powell, better shooter. Kelly is a slasher. Kelly because of athleticism. Powell gives us 28-year-old battle-tested vet to match with the young players. I can see that. I think I'm 50-50 in that spot. Still a bit too much for any of them. Yep. Okay. Andy, I see that. Mm-hmm.
I agree. Yeah, makes sense. Yep. And I like that because everyone there's like a pick your poison. Do you want to get you want length, athleticism, and slasher, or do you want that Norman Powell? He's still not old for 28 years old. He's still he still could give us 5 really championship or strength best of his career game for the next 5 years. And you're like he's been in the finals. He's been battle tested. He's a vet, a young vet that could lead the younger players. That's a plus. we saw Norman Powell play with Golden State and learn that pedigree, and that and see that around in a shooting, and guy who could slash, who could go to the glass and attack. Is that what can the Knicks want to run and gun with a Kelly Oubre? Maybe that's another thing that with athleticism, they're younger, they could run. Depends. It all depends on what kind of point guard they have. And if you ask me, which one of these two guys will fit if the money was correct. If the money was correct with that, but yeah, like Andy said, they might be a little bit too high for our riches. And to bring that point with that money wise, I think this year a lot of teams. I mentioned it on Friday, and I'm gonna re-emphasize it again. I think a lot of teams are making a lot of due diligence on players. Now checking in, talking to tires on trade rumors and a lot of stuff. Because I think a lot of people are trying to gear up for next February trading deadline. Because remember, next offseason, the salary cap does implement higher. Plus, there's going to be a lot of good all stars available, the cream of the creme. And I think a lot of player movement is going to happen in the next trading deadline next season. Players that are going to want to be on expiring contracts, that's going to be free agents that will tell their teams, I don't plan on resigning here, like maybe a Zach LaVine. Although we're hearing talks that Zach LaVine is engaging in talks to extend in Chicago now. And we also saw that he is talking about people are trying to form super teams in the Olympics. So we'll get to that topic in a few minutes. But kind of players like that will alert their teams that I don't plan on resigning. They could be moved in February for just to get draft pick or whatever. And if some of these GMs are making their homework, calling around and finding out about players, inquiring and seeing what it would take to acquire, maybe RJ, like we hear a lot of RJ Barrett rumors out there, names. Maybe he probably won't get traded this season for anybody, but they'll at least some player. They'll find out what the Knicks organization is thinking about them if they want to add a player in February for the trading deadline, and they think the Knicks have cash space to re-sign the disgruntled or the player that says I'm not coming back to this organization. So that could be a big situation that's happening. Keep an eye on that. And I think that's what's going on with the league. I don't think there's going to be a lot of movement. Yes, I think it's going to be more in February and maybe in the trading. Teams might want to try to shed salary so they could all for next season, all for the opportunity to be in a conversation with some of these mega superstars that are going to be out there that think they have aspirations or a chance to sign. What do you guys think on that?
Yep. What's interesting to me, I look at when I look at Bleach Report and all these players that they talking about CP3, they talking about Ben Simmons, Damian Lillard. I mean, you hear so much buzz about these guys, and I think a lot of them not going nowhere. I don't think a lot of them going anywhere. I even heard one that there was on Bleach Report, they were talking about Knicks should go out to Ben Simmons. I don't think so. I like Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons, other than his no shooting, so every other part of the game is phenomenal. You know what I mean? But a lot of these guys are not going nowhere. I don't think, man. I think it's just a lot of trade talk and buzz, but it's up to me. I like what Johnny Primer said. I do like Kelly Oubre's length, and I love his athleticism. That kid will come down in the lane and yoking on you in a heartbeat, bro. I mean, he's linky. We need a linky guy, because y'all got to understand something. We are small on the Knicks when it comes to when you got Nerlens Noel and Julius Randle and Reggie Bullock. That's a small front line, dog. I mean, that's why we got exposed in the playoffs. That's a small front line. Even the year before that, when they had Todd Gibson, Randle, and Mook Morris playing the 4-5 and the 3. That's like a average 6'8" lineup. You know what I mean? So that's why I like we need like a 6'10", to me, small forward who can really, and that's why he's not 6'10", but Kelly Oubre is down at 6'8", 6'9", but his wingspan almost makes him like 7 foot. And that's the only reason I keep bringing him up, because I think one thing we got to keep in mind, fellas, that Julius Randle is really small for the way he played. Now people going to turn him into a stretch shooter. He no longer going to post and back up jokers and back down jokers and get offense rebounds like that, because he's 6'8", 6'9" max. You know what I mean? And that's why I was wondering, why do we need a 3 with some size? You know what I mean? Because we rebound good for a team. The scheme and rebound and team rebound is good, but you think about it, when we played the Atlanta Hawks, we was getting killed out there. You know what I mean? I think if Mitch come back, he's the offense rebounder, helps. And but I do think we got to get a taller 3 though. and that's why I bring up the Oubre and the other guys who got some good height, because on Cat we be getting killed, man. You know what I mean? And I love that guy. I like his game. He's lengthy. I wouldn't go wrong with either one of them, whether it's Oubre or Norman Powell for that matter, for sure. I think they both good fits. I think they're going to have to slide to the 3 though if we get Norman Powell. That's all, because we are a really short team, man, and I think we got exposed on that level. Now, after I see the way DeAndre Hunter was playing Julius Randle, he was forcing him to shoot jump shots that whole series. Now, what happened? The jump shots wasn't clicking. Our offense went sputtering. You know what I mean? So I do think we got to find a way to get some size, BX, and I think that'll make a difference with us going into next year. Get a little bit more length out there, and I think Mitchell Roberts going to make a big difference. He come back and with that size he has, that offense rebounding that he can do, I'm looking forward to that. So it's going to be interesting for sure.
Would you be imposed with anyone in the chat? And I'm throw this question out. Would anybody be imposed of getting a backup center? Let's say, Noel. I think Noel is going to get a contract above and beyond too rich for the Knicks to bring back at that center's position. But would they? Do you think it would behoove the Knicks to bring in a center who's just really the rebound minded, or a demon on the glass, and may not give you too much offense, but at 7 feet or 6'11", 7 feet, 7'2" area, and a true center back, all he's going to be known for is rebounding and taking up space in the paint. He might not get you a block, maybe 0.3 blocks a game. We're going to miss that from Noel. He was not going to give you the blocking capability, but would you guys be okay getting a center that is just going to be like top, just nothing but a rebound machine? What do you guys think on that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be interesting. We do need that. I do think I like Todd. Todd is a gamer. I think he'll be back. I think the Knicks bring back Todd Gibson. I just think he's going to be like that player coach type guy. I think he did what he had to do this year because that's all the talent we had. You know what I mean? So we had to play that role. But yeah, we do need some type of rebound enforcer. I think if we don't bring Noel back, I like to see him go in the draft and get a nice young dude. You know what I mean? Go get a young dude in the draft. Andy got to go with Rashad Holmes. I agree with you, Andy. Rashad Holmes is nice too. I like him. Or what four of them picked? Go get you a nice young cat. Put him in there, and put him on the team and let him work his way up. You know what I mean? Just like Obi did, just like Quickly them did. Go get a 6'10", 6'11" young guy if he's out there. And let him get the ropes taught to him how to get down. I think that would be interesting. But yeah, Andy, Rashad Holmes, that's a nice call right there. I think he'll do well in New York as well. His athleticism, his rebounding, his shot blocking, and that kid can get up. Him and Mitchell Robinson that'd be ridiculous for real. That would be ridiculous, bro. So yeah, I would have to bite on that. But yeah, in the draft though, it's interesting. I would love to see who in the draft could do that and that can come in there and fill that void, and or the G League. And salute Mike, man.
Mike,
appreciate you.
I appreciate Mike. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, because when we're on again, we want to see you there, man. We're part of the Knicks Real Talk family, and we definitely would like to see you come back and join part of the broadcast. And make sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe, man. I appreciate you, man. You enjoy the rest of your day, man.
Brother. Yeah, man. Yeah, so we it's really some interesting And now, let me ask you guys. Here you go. I got a name for you guys, Marvin Bagley. I know you guys are Marvin Bagley coming. I think his time is up over there in Sacramento. So that would be interesting.
I'm pretty sure the chat's gonna say no, but I think I'd say yes.
Okay.
You deserve to be alone, and you always will be. All right.
What's going on? How you doing, Chris?
Chris, what up?
Oh, I guess we lost Chris.
Yeah.
No, he's not a free agent, Andy. But they're definitely gonna move him. He wants out. I think he has one more year left on his rookie contract. His dad does. There's a lot of bad blood. He was pretty much on the trading block in the beginning of the season. I was big on that when I first came on. Knicks tried to explore. Before they went on this run. Before that's I talking about in February. He was early February. He was available. There was a lot of rumblings. I said Knicks need to inquire from former top 3 lottery pick. Guy's talented, and he Sacramento wasn't even playing him at times. They're a little bit of a mess with the coaching and the front office, and a little bit of XYZ. A change of scenery. 6'9", 6'11". Small forward that he could play, has talent, who could rebound. We saw what he did in Madison Square Garden, the games that he played here with the Knicks. Against the Knicks, he really held his own. He did well. I'm like, wow, why is Sacramento? What But it's just that it doesn't fit. It feels like that city doesn't fit him, or whatever the case. He doesn't like the way the organization is being ran, yada yada. But just imagine Marvin Bagley with Buddy Hield, and you think about trading some players. You get yourself a shooter who could, you could probably, wow, just imagine those type of what could be done there. But I know a lot of chat might not like him, but I'd like, if I get Marvin Bagley on here, I for some draft picks, how would you explore it, Divine?
Yeah. I think he got a lot to prove, and that sometimes you want hungry players too who got something to prove. They didn't feel like they didn't get a fair shake because of this, because of that. So you got to watch out for guys like that, because they remain hungry. And he was the second overall pick, so he got something to prove. You know what I mean? And sometimes he was belittled with injuries at the beginning. So he's another guy out there that, and remember what the Knicks said, man. They gonna censor some of these disgruntled players. You know what I mean? Because they feel like they got the culture now to shape and mold these guys from out of that mold they was in. And you got to watch a lot of these guys out there. I mean, there's some guys out there that the Knicks might bring in here. Like, listen, you might be a fit there, but if you come here with a coach like Phibbs, you might be able to resurrect your career. And think about it though, man. Look what Julius Randle, it went from 29 or 40% shooting the ball. You look at all the maturation of the guys who developed in New York, man, and so that's a good thing to have when you got a coach like that in an organization now. They putting the right pieces around these guys to give them the infrastructure to build something special, and I think that goes a long way with these guys. So like Derrick Rose said, Nick's gonna do big things. That's why we also got to pay attention to what we hear out there. But this is coming from a player that's in the organization. You know what I mean? He said the Knicks gonna do big things. So we always got to keep that in mind, because them could be them little nuggets that we forget about when it comes to this stuff. That might be wow. You know what? Derrick Rose did say they're gonna do some big things. So we have to see. We have to see, man. But salute to the chat. Everybody up in here. Andy, Mike was here. Thank you, Mike, Nick P, Will, Frank, Camilio, everybody, Robert. Let's go on and on, man.
Tim Smith.
Keep it popping, man. Yes, indeed, man. Johnny Timon, Robert, Andy, you already know what it is. Dave Jackson, good to see you, my brother. Will, everybody, man. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody out there on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Chiming in, checking out Knicks Real Talk. We here on a Sunday afternoon, evening almost, man. Just talking Knicks, man. On the day we wanted to, go over to Luca Vildoza thing, because we did see him play last night. We wanted to go over that, man. I want to get everybody's thoughts on that, because I really thought that the young man showed some good stuff. So that's why we want to jump on today and just show some Knick love. And we keep it moving, man. But y'all already know them, and like, subscribe, man, and everything, that good stuff. And we're gonna keep it moving, man. We ain't gonna stay out too long today, man. We probably getting off another half hour, but we just want to get on and and get it popping with you guys, man. And but yeah, I'm looking forward to everything going on this year at BX. I'm looking forward to free agency. I'm looking forward to the draft. We are gonna do the draft thing, man, on the draft day. We're gonna try to get that popping. Yeah, I know Sim got the draft party going down there in Atlantic City, man. For those who want to be a part of that, y'all go down there and support the brother as well. And we're gonna get it popping here, man. Virtual and doing all that good stuff, having a good time. After every pick come in, we're gonna be talking about it. Have some wise minds on here, talking about it with us. We're gonna get it popping. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. For those like CT and Andy, it's 1-1 Italy and England in the second overtime, 106 minute mark, and it's 1-1 battle, man. It looks like there's going to the penalty kicks after this overtime, and it should be interesting for that Euro Cup. So everybody, all the Italians and English fans are going nuts. The stadium is packed. It's good to see that after COVID, and it's a really good game. And the Yankees are up 7-2 in the ninth inning, about to sweep the Houston Astros, and the Mets as well. They're taking care of business against the Pittsburgh Pirates. They're going to close out their second half also pretty strong. And it's good. Yeah. What a good time. What a good Sunday, man. And thank you for joining us here and being part of the Knicks Real Talk program. And man, it's great, man. It's a good Sunday, man.
Yes, sir. Real quick, like all you Yankee fans, now y'all see why they went and got Garrett Cole last night. Now y'all see when they got that boy. I'm trying to tell you, he was throwing some smoke them last 3 pitches. I'm like, okay, I ain't coming out this game. Forget all that. He told Aaron Boone, let me stay up in here. I'm going to close the door. He was throwing that fastball. They could not touch it. And my Mets, they balling hard. Salute to the Mets, Yankees. They about to get New York on fire. Like I said, New York sports is a great place to be right now, man. Nets did good. Knicks did good. Mets doing good. Yankees about to go on their second half run. And my man Aaron Judge hit a monster shot last night. And, it's good. It's a good time to be a New York sports fan, man. We got the Giants and Jets about to pop off. It's interesting to see, man. Giants, like they got a lot of buzz going on around there. Our Knicks about to come back in the 2021-22 season. We're gonna pick up where we left off. We're gonna beat the 100 now, guys. Remember, yeah, are you right, 19 Con, man?
Islanders, they're good. Yep.
Yo, salute, Con, man. We thank you for bringing that up and coming on in here. Yeah, the Islanders. So New York gotta be happy with our sports team. We got to be happy right now. And like I said, Knicks gonna have a good season, but we're gonna beat 100 now, guys. I think people slept on the Knicks last year. They won't be sleeping on us this year. Now they know how we get down, so they're gonna be coming. So we just got to be ready for it. And I hope Tom Thibodeau, Scott Perry, Worldwide, and Leon, all them guys, and put a team together that's gonna make us proud, just like this year. And we'll make it happen. Salute 19, my brother.
19 Con, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. So it's exciting, man. But yeah, I was happy with the Luca Vildoza thing. I was happy to see that his game. I just want to see. You always get to see highlights. You know what I mean? I want to see him play in a game, not so much as look at highlight clips. But I was impressed with some of the things I've seen for sure.
Yeah, it's always good to see the eye test, Divine. When you see the eye test, the player yourself, certain quirks and certain things that you can't really get grasp with a highlight reel. You get to see it in live action in real time. What is he thinking? What is moving? Certain things that they're not even placed on highlights. After a timeout, when they go to a commercial break, do you see him going to his teammates and trying to input his knowledge? Hey, maybe you should try this and that. Those type of things, those leadership qualities that you cannot really grasp or tell on a highlight reel. So it's good to see that with watching a real live game with him in action. And salute to Jermaine. So how you doing, bro? Good to see you. All right, man. And yeah, and of course, Q19 comment, that mid-court shot was very impressive. It was because he could have had he still had time to get at least about 10 feet closer to the basket, and he just let it rip. I mean, it wasn't a while. He just planted and he just went on a regular jump shot from all the way from the logo. Man, that was impressive. I agree with you on that shot.
Yeah, that was confidence. That's what I would
exactly.
Yeah, confidence. It wasn't he like, now I'm about to shoot this, and that was a J.R. Smith shot. Confidence. I don't think I can hit this. You know what I mean? And that's what you want to see. You went salute to my man Jermaine. Jermaine, what's good, my brother? But yeah, man, it was impressive to see that, man. Overall, his floor game, being a general out there, facilitating. Like you say, he made Scola look like he was still young, so that was good to see.
Oh yeah, and then that the way he just spread the floor, I loved it. Just to recap that, he spread the floor. He's a threat that you something that Alfred Payton. Now teams will let Alfred Payton shoot. Now they do that this year with a Luca Vildoza and that confidence that he shows and be able to ability to hit. And hit a jumper, a wide range jumper, a perimeter 3-pointer. Oof, that's only going to improve the Knicks. It's only going to help everyone from RJ all the way down to Julius to maybe repeat and have that kind of same season again, or semblance to it. And because now you have a point guard that could hit, despite the fact even if he starts or don't start, whatever role that they come in, but you bring him in a second quarter and you still play him out with the starters at time. You still have that ability to still space it, and now you got two players that could space the floor. If you could with Quickly and a Vildoza if they play on the bench side of the thing. So it's a lot of positivity with what he just brings, what the potential that a Luca Vildoza could bring to this team heading into this new 21-22 season.
Yeah, absolutely. Real quick, guys, let me plug the show right quick. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Let me get a plug in, and we'll be back, man. Knicks Real Talk. Line. Yeah, we back, man. Salute. Yeah, man, it's been so far. It's been a good off season, man. I had a lot of interesting things going on in Nick Land, a lot of topics to cover. We got a lot more coming down the pipe, and I know when the draft get here, we're gonna be really getting that into, man. And like 19 comments say, it's Luca telling us not to worry. I think so, 19. I think so, brother. I think we got a point guard on our team. I really do. This was only the first game. Think time we get to training camp, get through all that. I like what I see. You know what I mean, I'm looking at it. The eye test. When the last time we seen a point guard? Granted, it was against Argentina and all that. But when the last time we seen a point guard do the things he was doing, pressuring the ball like that, shooting the three with confidence like that? I mean, just his all around passing ability, his floor generalship. I mean, we haven't had nobody like that to that level other than Derrick Rose. You know what I mean? Just came in and did it. But I like what I seen out of him, man. So I'm hoping that it gets better and better. You know what I mean? And I really like what we got, man. I really do. I agree with you, Con, man. I really do, brother.
Heading into the season, Divine, think about this. We have an opportunity, 5 chances. If everything goes right, let's say they don't do nothing. We have 5 opportunities for the Knicks to have 5 potential players to be Rookie of the Year. Let's say they draft all their draft picks. Right, I'm not saying they're going to be Rookie of the Years, guys. I'm just saying potential. They have opportunity. They could throw their name on the hat. They're going to have 5 candidates if they draft and play everyone. Just imagine that. When is the last think they have 5 opportunities and it's still coming off of a 4th seed in the Eastern Conference? It's not like they were, like they weren't last season. They were coming off a really horrible season, one of the worst teams, and they're going to play 5 rookies. They're coming off a 4th seed with potential All-Star, with Julius Randle, with potential up and coming star in RJ Barrett. You're bringing back Derrick Rose and so forth, and they have an opportunity to even put the Rookie of the Year on the roster. In Vildoza, or even at 19 or 17 if it works out, 30th, or even if there's second round pick, which it's not going to happen, but just hypothetically, just imagine, look at the position the Knicks are in that part, boys. So there's so many stories, like back to Dave Jackson, what he said, and what we've been saying all season. So many possibilities and storylines that the New York Knicks coming up. The chapter, the Tom Thibodeau coaching, Deion Rose executive chapter book. This is the second year book, and it's just like, wow, there's so much storyline, so much chapters. It's not just a thin book, not like the Fizdale. They just think that was. If you want to put the David Fizdale title to his book, they just stunk. This year, with these organizations, these books are thick. They're big. They're like Lord of the Rings type of books, Game of Thrones type of book with many chapters and many different storylines, and it's long, but all entertaining and all, juicy. I mean, that's the word. That's the proper word to say. It's so juicy. Yeah.
Hey, real quick. Hey, 19 comment. I'm glad you brought that up. That Summer League roster gonna be special. Obi Toppin, Emmanuel Quickly, Vildoza, the picks that we gonna be getting. Oh my God, that's gonna be that's gonna be special. It really is. I'm looking forward to that. That's why I said, man, we got a lot of things popping off in New York. That Summer League team gonna be good. Gonna be kind of like the one we thought the KNICKS was gonna do. But yeah, and Andy said that's why we are packaging them picks and doing some kind of trade. I agree. I just think that I think that's going to happen. I mean, I really do. And if it does, watch out. You know what I mean? But I do think that Summer League roster going to be special, though. I think we got a lot going on there, and I'm dying to see how that's going to take place. I know Chris trying to get in. I guess his device is not connected yet. I don't know what that's about, but hopefully he can get on in here. But yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. Sure, and I think like I said, Obi and Quickly and Vildoza, whoever you may draft in the draft, or what we decide to draft, I think that's gonna be fire, bro. That's gonna be special. It really is, man. So I'm looking forward to all that. Let me read Andy check. Andy put something out there. Make sure I'm unaware of it. Well, he's right. He might be playing in the Olympics, right? He right.
You know what? Yeah.
We playing in the Summer League? I don't think so. He will be in Tokyo. Yeah, you're right, Andy. Good one, man. Good call. Absolutely right. He probably be in Tokyo. Yeah, for sure.
If they qualify, right? I think, or they already are going to Tokyo.
Yeah, I think they there. I think they
Okay,
there.
okay. Right, you good point there, Andy. Good point.
Yeah, thank you, brother, for correcting that. I appreciate that. Hey, Chris, what's
And
going on?
let's try this again.
I think it's muted. I don't know if I'm muted or he muted himself.
It's live and in living color, folks.
That might
And
be his mute. I don't think it's me. Yeah, man. But I think that's they're gonna have a real yeah. Andy said they in. Yeah, so that's
okay,
gonna be interesting. Mm-hmm.
yeah, good point. Good point. I mean, well, at least we got to see them there. I would have loved to see him work with Quickly and Obi on that G League. But remember, they're gonna have this year. They will be able to have the luxury of the training camp in September. Almost it was a month of training camp with Tom Thibodeau with the whole team collectively. Whoever free agency they sign, whoever they trade for, everyone's gonna be in there. So they'll get to work on things that Thibodeau wants to play, set plays, running the offense, learning the defense, the terminology, making that chemistry. We'll have Mitchell Robinson and Luca Vildoza work at it, with the alley oops and so forth, pick and rolls and all that. So that's going to be fun in September. And September is right around the corner. This month is almost halfway through. By the end of the weekend, we're already talking about midway through July. And then the draft is a week after that, pretty much. You could pretty much say, and then you got the summer league. We'll go. The summer league is going to be 2 weeks. Right, NBA free agency that's a week of speed. That's like Need for Speed. Everything goes quick there. Then you got the summer league right after that, a week after that, and that takes you maybe into the mid of August. And then you just got a couple of weeks off, to really enjoy it. Say goodbye to the summer. If you guys living in the northern areas of your country in the United States, and just and then September comes, everyone gets into the college or NBA and NFL football, and then training camp. Next thing you know, training camp is right then in the middle. October's here, and the first exhibition games start, and the NBA season is a way to go. And Knicks Real Talk will be running full speed on full train ahead with the night show, the morning show, so you guys gonna see us more often than not. Whatever, I don't think there's gonna be no end day off season for Knicks Real Talk, which is great because we enjoy being with you here and speaking with you, and you're part of now become our family here to have the Sunday conversation and weekly or bi-weekly bi-daily conversations. That's why we appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Salute to the chat. That's where it's at. You already know. Without y'all, there's no Knicks Real Talk, man. The show don't make the fans make the show. That's why we appreciate y'all so much for coming in here and giving us y'all wise thoughts on your content, keeping us up to date and informed on what you're doing and your thoughts, man. We appreciate y'all, man. You some wise guys that be here, man. You got your own content creators, because you create the great dialogue out your mind. You bring it to share with us on the platform, so we appreciate y'all for that. That's why we always like y'all to subscribe and hit the thumbs up and support the show, because I think y'all are you just as much as part of these subscriptions as we are. You know what I mean? But we're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna have a great year coming in 2021-22. We're gonna have the live call-ins. We're working on the live call-in shows. We got the new merch coming out, man. Knicks Real Talk merch is pretty nice. Created some nice merch logos that we're gonna be putting out there, and then on top of that, man, you already know, go down to Beard Sports Jedi, get it popping off down there. So we're gonna be all over the place, man. We're gonna try to bring it to y'all, from the fan for the fans. You know what I mean? That's what we do, and the Knicks gonna make us feel that way. Because I think this next, you think last year was exciting? I think this year gonna be even more exciting. I think this season gonna be way more exciting. And last year was exciting to go from 21 wins to 41 wins. Fourth in the Eastern Conference, a playoff berth, haven't been there in 8 years. That was impressive. So can you imagine what it's going to be like this year? You know what I mean? And hopefully we stay tuned in and we stay locked in, and the team is ready, and they don't take no game for granted, knowing that they're going to be the 100 instead of the 100, and see what they could do, man. And I'm ready for it, man. I like what I've seen so far. I'm really looking forward to the draft, and I think this is an important year for the organization. I think last year, they got their feet wet. Now, Leon Rose, Scott Perry, Worldwide West, Tibb, and all them. Now, this is the year right here where they now had to say, okay, that wasn't a fluke last year. We're going to show you why it wasn't a fluke. We're going to build off of what we did last year. So I think this is an important season for the front office, because they came in with not too many high expectations. You know what I mean? They had a clean slate to play with almost last year. But this year just passed, But now, I think the expectations are starting to set upon them now. Now, because people are going to be looking at what are you gonna do to make us even better? So our front office got they work cut out for them, and I think they're gonna step up to the challenge. I think they're gonna find a way to make this team better, especially after that abysmal playoff performance. I know that it didn't sit well with them, regardless of whom or what. It didn't sit well with them because it didn't sit well with me as a fan. I thought we were better than that. I thought that we got exposed a little bit. So we got to get a little bit more talent. We got to get some more inside threat there. If Julius Randle gonna be here and he's gonna be more of a stretch player, we got to get another guy who can go down there in the point and get in the paint and get us some points. So we'll see who that may be. But I do like where we going and where we headed. And 19 comment. Let me read this chat right quick. Yeah, I do like where we're going. He said we should trade 1958 and a 2023 second round pick to Houston for the 23rd and 24th. Woo! I ain't even mad at you on that one, 19. I'm not mad at you. We be loaded. We be loaded. Yeah, I can definitely see that. No question. No question. That I think that will set well with us, man. But that gives us a chance to have two more first rounders. You know what I mean? Give one more first round. I'm sorry because we're giving up one. But yeah, I like that. I definitely like that, man.
But it's Houston maybe 24 and 25. I don't think you're allowed us to trade 2 first round picks back to back years unless if they're not yours. Unless if Houston has 2 first round picks that is via trade from someone else from an organization. Yeah, of course you get 2 because if you bring in 2 first round picks for those years later, I'm for it. I like that. I like that kind of that's the kind of creativity that I like with the trading that with chat. That's a good thing because you're getting first round picks for later. For later down the road, you're still adding to the team. Now that means if you're dare I say you want to sign these maximum free agents, these max free agents, super max that are coming next year, and you have draft picks that you could pay them cheap, or you could or do a signing trade, you could package them. And now, man, that's a very creativity. 19, that was very good. And of course, then of the high school draft. Remember, I know CT always brings it up too, and I see Andy also about that. Because that's going to be the kids from high school can be drafted. Of course, that's going to be really valuable. Houston has Brooklyn picks. Okay, good call there, Will.
In the Harden deal, and they still got picks from the Did they give up a pick for? I think Washington sent the pick to them for John Wall's contract too, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
I'm not mistaken. Okay. I think they did. I think that John Wall and Russell Westbrook trade. I think that they might have snatched a pick out of that too. Cause I thought like, wow, y'all giving up a first. You send Russell Westbrook there, and you taking out John Wall, with the contract's about the same, but somebody was giving up a first in that one.
Wow. So yeah, I think all you guys are correct with that with those picks. I totally forgot about those other players in Brooklyn. I remember Brooklyn sent a bunch load of picks out there. Yeah, because though the Brooklyn, which first round picks you're talking about? The Houston's first round or the ones that they're Brooklyn's first round, which become a later pick. But even with that said, you still have assets. You still have picks. Even if you dare to give up your own, and you could go ahead and move a picks for an SGH or be creative and try to get some other player in here. Yeah, that's good work there on everyone in the chat with those. That was really good segment.
That's why we appreciate y'all up here, because y'all some wise minds. Y'all know basketball, and that's what we want up here. Even if you don't know basketball, we want you a part of the program, man, because you can learn as you grow. But we appreciate everybody on there, man. But that was a good one. 19 Will, Andy, good call, man. That was a real good call on that one, man. OBN 3 first for SGA 7-11. That's my man right there, Frank. You already know.
Oh my.
You already know, brother. Yeah, man. Oh my God. Y'all guys gonna have me too amped for the season. I'm waiting for this thing to get. I'm waiting for the trade deadline. I'm waiting for the draft to start tomorrow. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be some fire popping off, man. It really is. We in a good spot, man. We in a really good place at the Knicks, man. That me and Frank, I'm gonna have to keep taking that to sleep with me on that one, brother. Because if I wake up with Obi top, and I love Obi, don't get me wrong. I wish we could do it without Obi. I wish we could do KNICKS instead of Obi. But Obi and 3 first rounders for SGA. Wow, that's crazy. So I'm gonna pray on that one for you guys, man. That's special. Yeah, man. Yo, salute to the chat, man. They got it popping off in there. All the wise minds. 19 comment, Frank, Will, Andy, everybody, man, that's up in there throwing all these great chats in here. Got us on fire as well. And we can keep it moving, man. So we in a good spot, man. It's a lot of good stuff going on. We can do this all day. And look, 19 comments that bring SGA, keep RJ, bring in Powell, Team Canada. Yo, no doubt. I like that too. Too.
With 19 comment, I'll piggyback on that one. SGH, RJ Barrett, and Andrew Wiggins. Give me that one over Norman Powell. I like that. I like that Team Canada.
Frank Matter, would you do it if you're OKC? I think you would. Unless somebody come with a better offer than us. But if you can get him for 3 first rounders and Obi, then like I said, I prefer Knox because that Knox need a new fresh start. I don't think he's a tip type player. I just don't think that's the right reason. So, but yeah, man.
My God, the Yankees 7-5. No, they're look like they're going to squander this. No outs, 7-5. Houston has come with a nice rally. You got first and second and first and third with nobody out, and they're up 7-5. They were going in 7-2, and Houston has already scored 3 runs, and they got men on base. So it's time to panic if you're a Yankee fan a little bit.
Man, Wiggins in the 14th pick.
I'll take that.
19, yeah, I'll take that too. 19, I had a good trade idea for that, but I had the 7th and the 14th for our 2 first rounders and Wiggins would go to State. What do you think? Their 7th and their 14th for our 2 picks, and we'll take our Andy Wiggins contract. I think I had to jump on that. What you think about that? 19. Hit Frank up in there, man. I appreciate y'all dropping these chats over here, man.
Nice. I love it. I love it. This is
what it's about right here. Chat is where it's at.
We're not.
They trade SGA is because they don't want to pay him that max. I agree. Mitch Randall, SGA and SGA would all
need to be extended. Yeah, but that's what's good thing about it. Dolan don't mind going over the luxury tax if he's got a winner. That's what's good thing about as much as we or the majority of the people dislike James Dolan, but you got to give that man credit. He will pay the extra luxury tax, the extra money, just to bring a winner and to continue, winning and keeping these players. So you got to like that.
Yeah, he never cheats the organization when it comes to money. You might not like a lot of the stuff he do. Excuse my French. With the tablet put out there, but he ain't never cheated Knicks organization when it came to finances. I can say that because that's the reason why he went through all the stuff he went through because he wanted to win so bad he was willing to spend the money on anything. You know what I mean? Instead of putting a good infrastructure in there to do it the right way like they're doing now. But that man had no problem dishing out no currency. So we'll see how that go. Yeah. Hey, I agree with you. Comment, sign and trade, Frank. That's a good one. That's definitely a possibility. That's a possibility. So yeah, but that SGA thing that's gonna be interesting, man. With my man sitting there, where we got what's his name, Kenny Payne there.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Oh my God! So you never know. Then Kentucky connection can work out for us some way. I love to see him, RJ Barrett, man. That'd be special. What? God. Yeah,
real quick. I think my prediction on my program. I think England might win this Euro Cup on penalty kicks. I called it on my program in last week, Thursday and Monday. I said if England wins, I see them only winning in a shootout. And I think Italy just missed one of the free penalty kicks, and it's for the final. We're going to find out who the winner is of the Euro Cup coming up. Now they're in the penalty knockout ride, so that'll be interesting. So I'm gonna hear me a little and the Yankees right now 1 out. Still runner first and third. A double play ends the game, and they'll end up sweeping the Houston Astros to close out. But it's a little dicey because you got that Pascal Tuve up at bat.
Yeah, Johnny Timon said the Yankees blowing it. Yeah, you know what, man?
Not yet, Johnny Timon. Not yet.
Hey, I got BX down on this part of Neck of the Woods, so we're gonna keep an eye on Orlando's situation as well. They hired a new coach, John Mosley. We're going to see what they're going to do with that route. They got a bunch of young guys down there. We're going to see the Isaac situation, how that's going to pan out. That's another name that would be interesting over here. Jonathan Isaac, Bronx kid, New York kid, man, defense ball player. Before he got hurt, that boy is on the cusp of being a great ball player. So that's another name to keep an eye on. That would be interesting too. Let me hear what Devon. You could be right. The Knicks are looking at Barnes, so he might be there by 7. Oh wow, yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely. That's why I think they're gonna have to move up, and they got the assets to do it. They got the assets to move up, man. Because not only you got your 4 picks this year, they might say, "I'll give you another year's pick. You let me have this ball play." You just never know. You know what I mean? They got the assets, man. So look out for the New York Knicks, man. They on the come up, bro. For real, I believe that, man. That would be special, though. They got a lot of options out there. I'm really looking at.
Oh
No,
no way! The Astros beat the Yankees on a home run by Altuve. No way!
Oh,
No way! How in the world? I just saw it right now. No way! That's a bad loss. That's how the season has gone for the Yankees. Wow! Out of all the players, you got to give it up. I mean, no Chapman. Why isn't Chapman in this game? Wow! No way!
remember
No
this?
way!
Remember this last night? Look, Aaron Judge.
Oh, yep.
Oh, they got
They ripped his shirt
Uncle.
off. They sent a message back to the Yankees. They ripped his shirt like if he had a buzzer. Oh, no way, no way. That's a bad loss. That as a Yankee fan, that's now leaving a sour taste for the whole All Star break. You had a chance to sweep them. You swept them. You felt good. Things were head a positive aspect, and they just lose that game. Well, that's
Yeah,
baseball. That's baseball, Susan. You
yeah.
win some, you lose.
Commented, like I said, if we get the 23rd and 24th, we got it. That trade in the bag. Yeah, I'm hoping all this stuff come to fruition, guys, because y'all thought out some good stuff there, man. And I agree, 19. That trade would be in the bag. So we got to stay glued to this thing, man, because it's gonna be crazy in the next week or two, man. It really is. Each day go by. I mean, it's crazy because we don't hear too much coming out of Nick camp. You know what I mean? Out of Nick camp, other than what you might hear in the local media and the sports blogs and everything. But I think they keep everything so tight knit that they don't put out too much information. So it keeps us being our own, being a GM for them. So we got to play the Nick GMs, you guys in the chat. We got to play GM for them. You know what I mean? Because until we see what they gonna do, because we don't get to hear too much from them. But there's a lot of good scenarios out there, man. We just gotta stay tuned in, and like I said, like CT say, man, the streets is buzzing, and it really is. The streets is buzzing, and and we're gonna stay up on this stuff, man, and into the next go round and all that good stuff, man. But salute to the chat. That's what's going on, man. Y'all guys are special. Thank you for chiming in. You know what I mean? Everybody on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. You already know this. Friday night, we be going with the Friday night show. We get it popping down there, and we getting closer to the NBA draft. So we be coming up with some more stuff. We don't see Luca play some more games. We see what the guys doing and Frank doing on FIBA. We get to see what RJ and I did see Obi Toppin do a dunk in practice, and Zach LaVine was beside himself, and it says he threw the thumbs up way across the court. So yeah, that was real talk. I mean, he threw the ball, bouncing his leg in the air, caught it under his leg, and threw a backwards dunk. I'm like, Obi Toppin for real. I was like, okay. And then Zach LaVine was on the video recording, he threw a thumbs up, and he kind of hollered. So that was good to see. You know what I mean? That's what it is, man. It's Knicks Real Talk. Let my man Brunch Sports Jedi plug the show, get in there and say a few things, man, and then we're going to keep it moving.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. Tomorrow I have the bilingual program myself. Mi gente deportista. That's the bilingual. We spoke Spanish. If you like Spanish, we spoke Spanish and English program. We're gonna break down the UFC over the weekend. The fights, the disaster that just happened in the New York Yankees. Of this, the Euro Cup comes to conclusion right now. It looks like Italy might win the cup, but England just made a big save, so that's going back and forth. I think England has a chance to tie it here. Going to the last kick. And we got all. We appreciate you guys come on over. We'll talk up. If you guys like other sports, if, Italy won. Okay, so you're ahead. You're ahead of me here in the U.S. U.S. The feed from ESPN. Yep, Italy just won, and yep, congratulations to Italy for winning. And they're the Euro champs. No, it's not a spoiler. Don't worry about it. It's all good. This is live and in living color, and we appreciate you being here, Andy. Yeah,
Yes,
come on
sir.
over. We speak and then Thursday nights. Thursday we do our regular program. All the sports before Nick's Real Talk. On Friday night, Divine joins me on there, and we talk about everything around the all the different sports, upcoming boxing fights, whatever sports available. That we talk baseball. If anything happens in the NFL, 2 weeks away now. It's gonna be 2 weeks or 3 weeks away for the NFL to training camp. Jets and Giants are coming in. We also have the Hall of Fame game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Dallas Cowboys. How the roster final cuts, who's going to make it. We know that the Cowboys will be on and HBO Hard Knocks. So everyone, if you're a Cowboy lover, you can watch them on Hard Knocks. Go ahead, set your DVR, love them, and just go watch them. And you can watch them all you want, and you don't really need to come to our program to talk about it. So we can leave it there. You want to come talk about Giants and Jets? We're all free about that. So no, but all love to everyone for that loves the football and all that. We'll talk about that on our programs, and we appreciate everyone coming in. Thank you for spending this Sunday afternoon with us. I know we didn't plan it. We just wanted to come and talk about Vildoza, but we appreciate every one of you with these wonderful chimes in the chat. I mean, all these GMs, everyone here. You guys will be good GMs with us. Everyone had good takes, good trade proposals, good trade ideas, team wise, and man, this was fun. I love spending this Sunday afternoon with you guys, and I thank you guys. I'll see some of you guys tomorrow. Hopefully I can see everyone tomorrow too. But if not, we'll see you Thursday or Friday. And I appreciate it. It's Brunch Sports Jedi saying thank you so much.
Yo, real quick, man. First and foremost, salute to the chat, because that's where it's at. You already know Frank, Matt, Toast, Robert, Andy, my man, international Andy, my brother over there. You know how we do, man. We know we got much love for you. You already know Andy gonna be down there. He always down on MBK, excuse me, with the Power Father and all them, cutting it up, bring you that good Nick content. Salute to the Power Father, MBK, and everybody down there. Man, salute to everybody in the chat today, man. What a great time, what a great show. 19 Com, man, Johnny Timon, Frank. Let's keep going and going, man. You already know what it is. We in here tonight, man. Camilio, everybody, man. Salute, Dangerous, Dave Jackson. Thank you for coming back aboard, my brother. Nick P. Peace, you already know what it is. Tim, everybody, man. Mike, everybody came in today with a great show. We appreciate y'all, man, so much. Thanks for coming on up in here. Y'all know our home is y'all home, brother. You already know Nick's Real Talk. This is what we do. We Nick from a fan for the fans, and we bring it to y'all live and direct, man. And we're going to see y'all Friday. But you'll see if you ain't doing nothing tomorrow night, Brunch Sports Jedi got the bilingual program for all those who bilingual, want to listen to some bilingual content. Hits Brunch Sports Jedi up on Monday night. Me and him will be on his show Thursday night. I got Nick's Real Talk Friday night. I know y'all be out in the club and all about. We don't get all y'all up in here on a Friday. But if you ain't up in here on a Friday, when you get home, go get the video, check it out. Like it. We doing it for y'all, man. And we'll see y'all in the next episode, man. Nick's Real Talk, Divine, Brunch Sports Jedi, the chat. To salute to everybody on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We'll see y'all, man. Peace. Hickle the promo. We out of here.
Yo, salute. Nick's Real Talk, man. Divine. About to get out my grind, hop in the Black Knight. About to make it happen, man. Nick's Real Talk. We all over the place. About to get it popping. Divine, Brunch, Jedi, 7-6. The night show, the morning show. Nick's Real Talk, man. About to get in the Black Knight.
Nick's Real Talk, let's get it poppin'. We hoppin' like toppin' in the Jumpman brand, ain't no stoppin'. Divine and Brunch out our 7-6, we lit from Facebook, Twitter to Twitch, and all that shit. We number uno with the promo that blow like nitro. Now the streets are buzzing, so we flow with the night show, so spike them likes below. That thumbs up, run them up, then you double up, cause it's Nick's Real Talk, and we on the come up. We'll salute to the cats in the chat, that's where it's at. Now you place the chats, when I pace that under space where our face is at. We lace these cats with news, notes, stats, game recap, no hyperbole, we straight facts. In fact, we say it lit like a candle throughout the handle on the panel. We violent, so subscribe to the channel. Nick's Real Talk. Nick's Real Talk.
Episode.